All right, I want to welcome everyone to Characteristics of a Leader. I'm sorry I'm a little late here. Traffic was backed up, so we're going to go ahead and get things moving forward. Give me 1 minute here. Let me grab something where I can see. Uh, I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a safe New Year's Eve. I didn't bring it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to wing this, y'all. I don't have my glasses. All right, so here we go. All right. So today we're going to be talking about resiliency. We're going to be talking about resiliency. That's the topic for today. I want to read what I wrote in the first paragraph of my book. Now, remember, y'all, bear with me. I forgot my glasses. So here we go. In my several years of experience as a leader, an apostle, and an entrepreneur, I have come to learn one thing. Life is full of ups and downs. There will be times when you feel like you're on top of the world, and there will be times when you feel like you're at the bottom. The key to success, now listen to this, the key to success is not to avoid the down, but to learn how to bounce back from them. This ability to recover from difficult situations is known as resiliency. So that's basically what we're going to be talking about today is resiliency. All right. So what is resiliency? What is it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? How do you act in it? Well, we're going to be going over a few of those things, but what it is resiliency is the ability to withstand setbacks. Learn from your mistake or your setback and keep moving forward. That's resiliency. It's the ability to bounce back from a setback. It's the ability to bounce back from a setback. How many of y'all have had setbacks? You're moving forward, things are good, and then all of a sudden something comes out of left field, and you feel like, man, I did all this work, and now I'm here. How do you deal with that? Do you push forward? Do you look at the glass half empty, or do you look at the glass half full? We must understand that the things we go through are learning experiences. They're learning experiences. So we have the ability to learn something out of everything we go through. And if we take that and we learn that, we don't have to repeat that. And we've gained wisdom. And we've gained wisdom. So we have to change the way we look at the problems that we go through, not having enough to take care of A, B, and C. Why are we stressing? Learn from it. You might just have to adjust your spending habits. You know, there's something that you can learn in every down time or down situation that takes place. I remember, when I would hit a bump in the road or, things begin to go north or whatever the case may be, I would say to myself, never let them see you sweat. Never let the people outside of you see you sweat. No matter what it is that you're going through. You get individuals, they just talk about what they're going through. Oh, poor me, the poor me. And they just talk about it and talk about it. And then all you're really doing is giving life to it. The Bible tells me if God can say, let there be light, and we're made in his image and his likeness, that means we can speak a thing. And if we have faith in what we're speaking, it's going to come to pass. So if that be you, stop talking about all your negative stuff that's going on in your life. Hold that to yourself. Speak something that's going to give you life, not death. That was just a little side note there, side note. But let me tell you what I wrote here pertaining to um, not letting people see you sweat. It's hard sometimes because you go through stuff. That stress hits you, worry hits you, and all kind of stuff. But you have to present yourself as a winner at all times. At all times. All right. So this is what I wrote. Relentless leaders maintain their focus and energy even in the face of challenges. They they recover from failures and setbacks quickly. This doesn't mean they don't feel the pain of these experiences, but they don't let the pain cause them to quit. Instead, they use it to fuel their determination to succeed. Have you ever ran into individuals, and they say, somebody told me I couldn't do it, so that just gave me the motivation to do it. Or you get so mad at something that somebody says you can't do or whatnot, and you just move forward, and you like, that's the motivation, that's the fuel that sometimes motivates us to go to the next level. But again, we have to be mindful of how we look at situations and circumstances in our life. Because as I said, every situation and circumstance that we go through is going to build you, it's going to strengthen you. Have you heard the term that says, whatever doesn't kill me is going to make me stronger? That's very true. That is very true. Have you ever been through something that you felt like you was going to die, but you bounced back from it? You're here. So you should have learned something from that experience because it didn't kill you. All right. All right. So, in cultivating being resilient, how do you become resilient? How can I change from being this way to that? How can I change from letting everything just make me put my head in the sand and hopefully when it comes out, everything's changed? How can I cultivate resiliency? I wrote in my book here a little bit about that because you can bring up what's going on today, but how do I get from it? How can I overcome it? I wrote in my book this. It says to cultivate resiliency, you must first embrace the idea that disruption and change and temporary setbacks are inevitable. So we must understand that these things are going to happen no matter what we do. I mean, even people with millions and millions of dollars have setbacks. So it's going to happen on your journey to where you are purposed to be. So again, these things embrace the fact that disruptions, change, and temporary are inevitable. You can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control your reaction to it. I'm going to say that again. You can't control what happens to you. These things that come out of nowhere. You hop in the car, you start it up, you go to the store, you get your groceries, you hop back in the car, and the car won't start. You can't control that, but you can control your reaction to the situation at hand. You get the curse and the car won't start, but all that's wasted energy. What can I do to get the car started? Get up out the car, try to find somebody that got some cables, have them jump you, get back on the road. If that don't work, call AAA, get it towed. There's a situation, but what kind of energy are you exerting that you really don't need to? That you really don't need to. Here are some tips. There's 5 tips here I'm going to give y'all for free, unless you buy the book. It ain't free. Anyway, so I'm going to give you 5 tips that may help you to cultivate resiliency to where when setbacks come, you'll attack them from a different angle. Your mindset will be different. Your emotion will be different, which will make your action different. Keep things in perspective. That's number 1. Keep things in perspective. When you're facing adversity, it's easy to get caught up in the moment and lose sight of the bigger picture. But it's important to remember that challenges are only temporary. Challenges are only temporary. If you have a goal and you set this goal, there's going to be things that's going to set you back. There's going to be things that's going to get in the way. There's going to be distractions. All these things are going to come, meaning you must stay focused and say, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for this. I'm making time for that. And this is my journey for now. This is my focus. This is my goal. But what we tend to do is we tend to let the distractions that may look good, that may sound good, distract us to go in a different way. But 10 times out of 10, what we thought and what actually takes place does not happen. So it really wasn't worth derailing yourself over here for a time or two. All right. Number 2, stay positive. Stay positive. It's natural to feel discouraged when things are tough, but you must stay positive and believe that things will get better. This positive attitude will help you maintain your focus and continue to pursue your goals in the proper frame of mind. In the proper frame of mind. Have you ever taken a test for a job, and let's say you didn't get the job? How does that affect you? How did you let that affect you that you didn't pass the test? Did you come down on yourself, or did you say, maybe I need to study harder in this area, and then go back, reapply, and take that test again and pass? We got to begin to look at things from a positive light. There's positive and negative in everything. It's just like turning the lights on and off. You in the room, but with the lights off, you can't see nothing. But with the lights on, you can. So let's turn on the lights and begin to move in a different perspective so we can hit some of those levels that we want to hit. All right. Number 3, learn from your mistakes. Instead of dwelling on your failures, learn from them and use them as a springboard for success. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow and become a better leader. Every mistake is an opportunity because we don't know everything. We don't know everything. And so sometimes you're going to make a mistake, but if you learn from that mistake and you apply what you learned from that mistake to your life, you don't have to worry about making that mistake again. And then if you take and make 30 or 40 mistakes, you got 30 or 40 lessons that's made you a wiser individual in that particular thing. So now you have some experience you can share. That's wisdom. So now people are going to come to you because you made all the mistakes for them. You made all the mistakes for them. So they're going to come to you to make sure that they don't make a mistake. And you have the ability to share your wisdom because you've been there and you've done that. I remember when I went to treatment for, I don't know, the 7th or 8th or 10th time. I went a whole bunch of times. It took a minute to get that demon out of me. But anyhow, I was sitting there, and the counselor was saying that she's never used drugs, but she's got a master's degree in addiction or whatever the case. And that was a big turnoff for me because I felt that they could not understand what I've been through. They don't understand the emotional side. They understand what the books say, but the book don't even understand what's really going on within an individual. It's the experience that gives you the wisdom to be able to help a person that's in the same predicament that maybe you're in. That's why you find a lot of people that have come out of that in social service and helping individuals that are still stuck in it. It's a great thing. I love what I do. All right. Number 4, develop a support system. Develop a support system. When times are tough, lean on your friends, families, mentors, spiritual leaders, and other trusted people for support. These relationships will help you weather the storm. And I would say, as I look back and I look today, that's true. But be very mindful on who you lean on, because sometimes you lean on an individual that really don't have a shoulder you can lean on, but they want your information to go blab it all over the place. So if you're going to share your 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 downfall, your pitfall, and how you're feeling about it, make sure it's a trusted person that can hold on to this and can give you wise direction. Bible says a wise man or woman seeks wise counsel. So make sure that individual has the wisdom to help you get through the maze and get back on the road. And last but not least, number five, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. To be resilient, you must take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. Make sure to get enough rest, exercise, and eat healthy food. Also, take some time for yourself every day to relax and de stress. Being in leadership, there's so much that goes on, so much coming, that we'll forget to take care of us. We will be running around, running around, running around, running around. And when we finally sit down, we just fall asleep, but we didn't eat, you know, and then we got to get up 4 hours later because the phone rings. We can't get the rest. So we have to take some time to go somewhere, go get a room for a night and just exhale, relax, so that you can be fresh for that next day or that next week or that next week. All right. So I got some questions for you guys. This chapter here is a short chapter. So we're not going to go in the normal 30 minutes. We probably go 20, 25. But let's go over these questions here. Number one. Now, for y'all that are new, welcome. But we have questions at the back of each chapter because, this is a workbook. It's just not something you read and say, oh, I had great information. This is something that you can take, you can look within yourself, and you can better yourself and become a better leader. And understand that leaders, you got single mothers, they're leaders. You got individuals that are working at their job, that are captains or supervisors or leads. They're leaders. In your community, you're a leader. If you're in a relationship and you're a male, you're a leader. Amen. So we got to find the tools to make us a better leader. That way we can have a better reputation, and that way more doors will open for us. All right. Number one, on a scale of 1 through 10, how resilient are you in the face of adversity and circumstances? That's number one. How resilient are you on a 1 to 10 basis? All right. Number two, how do you react when you face difficult challenges? Do you tend to get frustrated and give up? Do you become overwhelmed and stressed? Or do you stay calm and focused, looking for ways to overcome the obstacle? Which one are you? Are you the one that is looking for a way to overcome the obstacle? Or are you overwhelmed and stressed? Or do you just say, forget it? It's too hard. Can't do it. Which one are you? Number three, think of a time when you faced a significant challenge. How did you react? What could you have done differently to better deal with the situation? What are some steps you can take in the future to show more resiliency? That's a lot. You guys are going to have to get the book for that one because that's a lot. But just look back and see when you're in a tough situation, a setback or a circumstance, how did you deal with it and what could you have done better? Number four, do you have a support system in place? If not, what steps do you need to take to develop one? As it said in the book, having a support system is a great help in those valleys that we fall in, you know. And it's good to have for a praise team for those when we hit the hilltop, because they know about the valley and they see the work that was done and the calmness it was done in, to where they see progress that we may not be able to see. So that support system is key. Do you have one? And if not, what do you need to do to develop one? Number 5, are there areas of your life where you need to make changes to better care for yourself? If so, what are they? Are there areas in your life that you need to do better? You need to change so that you can have more self-care for yourself. What is that? What could it be? Number 6, what challenges are you currently facing? What is your game plan for overcoming them? And I think that's one thing. We don't set a game plan. We just go with the first thing that's going to make us feel better and hopefully resolve the problem. Like call mama or call daddy or you know, you have some individuals that uh, use people, so they'll try to hustle up the money through other people. What is it that you are planning to in dealing with the challenge that you are dealing with today? Speaks a lot about how resilient you are in the way that you handle your situation. Number 7, what do you think are the most important qualities of a resilient leader? What do you think are the most important qualities a resilient leader would have? It's a great question. In my book, on the next page or the page right over here, you got a place where you can write. So you can write this stuff out and you can always come back to it and see what it is you said about yourself pertaining to actual character, that actual character. Now, next week, we're going to be talking about confidence. Confidence. Leaders must have confidence in what they're doing or who they're leading or whatever the subject may be. Confidence. Do you have confidence? I mean, in the vision or thing in which you dream about or you want to do you have the confidence within yourself that you can actually succeed in it? If you look at most successful people, they've failed 2 or 3 times. Not everyone gets it the first time. Are you able to fail and bounce back and try it again? That's having confidence. Maybe I did this wrong. Well, here I'm gonna bounce back and change this and make it confidence. So if that be you, we'll be sharing a little bit out the book here, the characteristics of a leader. We'll be going over some things, and hopefully you'll be able to get some tools to help build your confidence. But until then, everyone have a blessed day, a blessed week. Know that we love you, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place.